The province is now recommending face coverings for those that are unable to physically distance, including those that need to take public transit. Now, both the TTC and Metrolinx say they've been preparing for the reopening of the province. If you haven't been on public transit in a while, you may notice it does look a little different with several measures now put in place.
We are recommending anyone traveling on public transit wear a face covering to help stop the spread of COVID-19.
Shoulder-to-shoulder crowding seems to be a thing of the past as more people head back to work.
As our ridership starts to come back and as vehicles start to get a little more crowded, physical distancing is going to be very difficult to maintain. In some cases, it will be really hard to maintain.
So far, the TTC has implemented several safety measures, including reduced service levels, limited seating, and enhanced cleaning protocols. And as ridership levels increase, TTC officials say they will also start bringing in more buses for high-volume routes.
So we need to keep service running. We want to do that safely and allow for physical distancing. But as people start to come back, physical distancing gets a little harder. We've got extra vehicles that we can deploy when there's a route that we see is more crowded than another, and we've identified about 15 or 20 routes.
The president of the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 113 applauding the province for recommending face masks, but criticizes government officials for lack of funding, saying in part, without emergency funding from the province and federal government, it will be next to impossible to maintain proper service levels on the TTC to handle increased ridership and ensure physical distancing. Metrolinx also changing the way they do business, now making face coverings mandatory for all workers.
I can tell you that about 50% of our customers are wearing masks already. And as I said, all of our staff.
With ridership down significantly and public health still unsure of the risk factors surrounding the spread of COVID-19 on public transit, one expert says these next few weeks will be crucial in terms of public transit agencies regaining the trust of its passengers.
How do you think that this pandemic is going to affect public transit in the long term?
I think public transit really need to make sure that it's doing the right thing so that it maintains the level of trust, so that when the conditions eases up and we are past the pandemic, we wouldn't really see permanent loss in ridership. That's the biggest fear, that people will find other ways of commuting and that they will not return to public transit.
The provincial government is working on a clear set of guidelines for transit agencies as ridership levels continue to increase. Melissa Nakhavoly, City News.